Hello everyone, today we're going to Fort Ross. Fort Ross is a very historic settlement back in days when the west coast wasn't still discovered by the majority of people. During that time, Russian naval forces and businessmen bought some people from Siberia and tried to settle them here. They were mainly here for business, doing for lumber and I think sheep and some animal husbandry. But yeah, they built this fort and some villages along the coast. And this museum was a really amazing way to show all their artifacts and items from that era. The museum talked about a lot of history of the early explorer and how the people on the land used to live there, and the design and the main purpose of the fort, military fort that was built here. They also had like a traditional kayak in display made of leather used for fishing in the sea. Fort Ross was one of the first places in the west coast where the windmill was installed, which was used for making flour and all the various tasks. Various jewelries and items used by people on that time were being displayed. This is a replica of a traditional crane that was used to load the lumber into the ships. After the tour of the museum, we went to see the actual fort itself. A lot of building in the fort has been preserved, all of them made by a very thick wood. And it was amazing to see this architecture of buildings, the way they were built back in days. This building was a family home for one of the family of the officer who lived there in the fort. Various wooden furniture, chests, beds, and all the stories were being displayed. It was amazing to see such a building. This was a place for a carpenter, also built inside that building. fort was built in a really beautiful place with a beautiful outlook of the ocean. Also, we visited a couple of other buildings where all the defense positions were located. You can see all the cannons on the building, like pointing outwards. This building was used by infantry to store all the guns and arms and ammunitions. Whereas this side of the building was used for storing the animal husbandry stuff and also the agriculture tools. Some of the bedrooms that were used by different military personnel and officers. This was a store shop for that fort and the town. They had all the replicas of the goods of that era and how they used to be transported from Russia to US West Coast. A lot of items seems to be transported on a leather sack, I think to maybe make it maybe waterproof. I have to say Fort Ross is must visit for people traveling the West Coast.